Good evening, everyone. Today we're going to start a retirement of a partner. So this is the first part video of retirement of partner. So if a partner, so what is retirement basically means? If a partner ceases to be a partner of a partnership firm, but the firm continues, it is said to be the retirement of a partner. Ceasing means it is coming to an end. So when it comes to, when we say that something is coming to an end, it could be it could be by many factors. It could be by many reasons. Some personal reasons, or it could be because of there is an agreement in existence between the partners that one partner will work only for certain period of time. So there could be many reasons to that, which is not important for us. We have to deal only the accounting side of it. So if a partner ceases to be a partner of a partnership firm, but the firm continues, then it is said to be the retirement of a partner. The old partnership agreement comes to an end. So because of this, the old partnership agreement, imagine A, B, C are three partners who share profits in the ratio of 1 is to 1 is to 1. So that means each one will get 1/3 of the profit, isn't it? Now, if A retires, let us assume A is retiring. Now, if A retires, B and C will enjoy the future profit in the ratio of 1 is to 1, but that will be 1/2 and 1/2 share. So, the old partnership comes to an end. The new partnership is formed among the remaining partners. Adjustments required on retirement of partner. So these are the subtopics that we need to cover before we do a full-fledged subs. So almost, some of them are similar to what we do in admission. So first thing is determining of NPSR. So determine what will be the new profit sharing ratio between the partners, between the remaining partners. And here you will see that there is a gaining ratio. Generally, when a partner retires, the other partner will get the share of the retiring partner. That means the remaining partner. Therefore, naturally, the share of the remaining partner will increase. So, gaining ratio, not sacrificing ratio. Sometimes gaining and sacrifice can both come because of the retirement of one of the partner, one partner can gain and one can sacrifice. This can also happen, but that is in the later part of the sum. So initially we'll have questions where it is generally gain. So NPSR equals OPSR plus gain. Next is valuation of goodwill. So this is another very important topic, just like in admission. How to value the goodwill. How goodwill is the effort put in by all the partners. So if A, B, C are partners and if they have worked over a period of 10 years to establish the business, now if A retires, A should be given his due share of hard work, isn't it? So that is the reason goodwill must be valued and the retiring partner will be paid off with a share of goodwill. So the next important topic is valuing the goodwill. Third one, distribution of undistributed profits and losses. This is similar to what we do in admission. What do we do in admission there? If there is any undistributed profits or losses, we distribute that to the old partner in OPSR ratio. Even here it is the same, distributed to the old partner. But mind you, the old partner includes the retiring partner also, but doesn't make any difference. Distributed in OPSR to all the old partners. Revaluation of assets and liabilities. So assets and liabilities must be revalued and reassets. Any profits and losses should be transferred to the partner's capital account and distributed in OPSR, just like we do in admission. So no change in regard with second, third and the fourth topic. Now the last one, and it's the most important one in retirement. Determination of amount due to the retiring partner and the mode of payment. So at the end, we need to find out what is actually due to the retiring partner and how it is going to get paid off. So there will be various cases under this. It will be paid off in one, it will be made, it could be a one-time payment where the remaining partner will pay in cash or in check or as a draft, or sometimes partly by cash and partly later. Later means a loan account will be created in the name of the retiring partner. So there are different cases under this. So these are the 5 main topics that we need to be thorough before we do a full-fledged sum under retirement. So this is the retirement chapter from T.S. Garewal textbook, 21-22 edition. First question, where we have to find the NPSR and the gaining ratio. So let's see what is the first question. Geeta, Radha and Garva were partners sharing profits in the ratio of 1/2, 2/5 and 1/10. So now instead of ratio it is given as a proportion. Let's find the ratio based on that. So Geeta, first question, Geeta, Radha and Garv, 3 partners. The OPSR is 1/2, 2/5 and 1/10. Now LCM will be 10 here. So 5:4:1. So OPSR is 5:4:1. Now who is retiring? Garv is retiring. When Garv is retiring, Garv will be removed from the partnership. Therefore, the NPSR will be 5:4. Gaining ratio will also be 5:4 because the question is not speaking anything about that. So when they are silent, this is how we deal with it. Now, question number 2. X, Y, Z are partners. So here, X, Y, Z are the partners. Second question. Second question. X, Y, Z are partners. So X, Y and Z. 1/2, 3/10 and 1/5. LCM 10. So 5:3:2. So OPSR is 5:3:2. Who is retiring here? Y is retiring. So get rid of Y. Now NPSR will be 5:2 and gaining ratio will also be 5:2. Here they've asked to find only gaining, so the answer is only for that. Now, the third question. Shiv, Mohan, Hari were partners in a firm sharing profits in the ratio of 5:5:4. So, third one, Shiv, Mohan and Hari are 3 partners. OPSR is given as 5:5:4, right? Which means 5/14, 5/14 and 4/14. Mohan retires, his share was divided equally by Shiv and Hari. So what is Mohan's share? 5/14. So here gaining ratio is 1:1. So Mohan's share is taken by Shiv and Hari equally. So gaining ratio is 1:1. So what is the share that goes to Shiv? Shiv will get half of 5/14. So 5/14 into half. So that means 5/28. And this is the same share Hari will also get. So NPSR will be Shiv's whole share, which is 5/14 plus 5/28, which is acquired from Mohan, comma, Mohan is not there. So then Hari 4/14 plus 5 by 28. So take LCM, so you get 10, 15 by 28 here, and here 8 plus 5, 13 by 28. Therefore, the new profit sharing ratio, as you see in the answer, it's 5 is to 15 is to 13. Question number 3. 3 subdivision number B. Here OPSR is given and P retires. So when P retires, you just cut the share of P, that's it. P share is cut. So OPSR is 4 is to, NPSR is 4 is to 1 and gaining ratio is also 4 is to 1. Now, let's go to question number. So I think 4 and 5 you will be able to do it on your own. Let's see question number 6. So question number 6A, W, X, Y and Z are partners sharing profits and loss in the ratio of 1 by 3, 1 by 6, 1 by 3, 1 by 6 respectively. Y retires and W, X and Z decide the future profits and losses equally in future. So here I've already done the working. W, X, Y, Z are the existing partners. Their ratio is given. So made it into a proper form, 2 is to 1 is to 2 is to 1. So NPSR, the future profit, they decided to share it equally. So NPSR is 1 is to 1 is to 1. Now, gaining ratio is NPSR minus OPSR. Y retires, so Y is out of picture. W's NPSR is Y, and new profit share is 1 by 3. And old share is 1 by 3 or 2 by 6, however you take. So 1 by 3 minus 2 by 6 is nothing but 1 by 3 minus 1 by 3. So 0. So W is neither gaining nor losing anything. Now let's come to X. X new share is 1/3 and X old share is 1/6. So 1/3 minus 1/6. 1 by 3 minus 1 by 6. It's 1 by 6. So Y is gaining 1/6. Likewise for Z also 1/6. So therefore the gain is only for X and Z. So this is question number 6E. Now question number 6B. A, B, C are partners sharing profits in the ratio of 4 is to 3 is to 2. C retires from the business. A takes 4/9 of his share and balance is taken by B. So A takes 4/9 of C share. So what is C share then? 2 by 9. C share is 2 by 9. A takes 4/9 of it. So B will take 5/9 of it. Therefore, gaining ratio is 4 is to 5. Now, what is gaining share? 2 by 9 into 4 by 9 will go to A. 2 by 9 into 5 by 9 will go to B. So this is what A will get and this is what B will get. So A's new share will be old share plus the gain. So 4 by 9 plus 8 by 81, which is 44 by 81. Likewise, 3 by 9 plus 10 by 81. So therefore 37 by 81. So NPSR is 44 is to 37. From this side, I'm going to choose 9, 10 and 11. The rest definitely you can try. Ninth question. A, B, C are partners sharing profits in the ratio of 5 is to 3 is to 2. C retires and its share was taken by A. So A is taking C share. What is C share? 2 by 10. And this goes completely to A. So add 2 by 10 to 5 by 10. So that will be A share. And B share will remain 3 by 10. So this is how we get the new profit sharing ratio for the ninth question. So when one partner takes completely the share of the retiring partner share will be added to the that particular partner. Now, 10th one. PQ are partners sharing profits in the ratio of 7 is to 5 is to 3. P retires and it was decided at the end that the new profit sharing ratio between Q and R will be same as it exists between P and Q. So what is P and Q? So here, as you can see, the OPSR is this, and P is the one who retires, but then Q and R decides to maintain the ratio as it was between P and Q. So P and Q's ratio is 7:5. So NPSR will become 7:5 between Q and R. Now gaining ratio will be NPSR minus OPSR. So 7 by 12 minus 5 by 12 for Q, 5 by 12 minus 30, 7 by 12 minus 5 by 15 for Q, and 5 by 12 minus 3 by 15 for R. This way we get the gaining share of Q and R. So here what is the difference? One partner retires, the other two partner is taking the new profit sharing ratio as it exists between one of the remaining partner and the retiring partner. Now, 11th one. Murli, Naveen and Om Prakash were partners sharing profits in the ratio of 3 by 8, 1 by 2 and 1 by 8. Murli retires and he surrenders 2 by 3rd of his share in favor of Naveen. What is Murli's share? Murli is the first person, 3 by 8. So find 2/3 of 3 by 8. This is what it goes to Naveen. Alright, and then if 2/3 goes to Naveen, 1/3 will go to Om Prakash. So therefore 1/3 will go to Om Prakash. So which is the gaining ratio? Gaining ratio is 2:1 because he surrenders 2/3 to Naveen. So 2:1 will be the gaining ratio. So once you add the gaining share to the old share, you get the new profit sharing ratio between Murli and Naveen and Om Prakash. So next important topic, as I said in the beginning, it is valuation of goodwill. So when goodwill does not appear in the balance sheet, there are three ways in which the retiring partner or the deceased partner, deceased means in case of death, okay, so the treatment is same only when it comes to retirement and death, okay, except there is a small change in the journals, otherwise it is pretty much the same thing. So that is why I added the word deceased also here. There are three ways in which the retiring partner or the deceased partner can be given the credit for his share of goodwill. Chalo, I specifically said goodwill does not appear in the balance sheet here. What happens when goodwill appears in the balance sheet? Well, what do we do when there is a goodwill in the balance sheet in the admission sum? We simply write off that goodwill in OPSR. If there is a goodwill in the balance sheet, which means it is a purchased goodwill, self-generated goodwill will never be shown in the balance sheet. So only if a goodwill is purchased, it will be shown in the balance sheet. So if it is anyway, in the question doesn't talks about it, just gives goodwill. So if you find goodwill in the balance sheet, the goodwill should be written off among the old partner in OPSR. So journal entry will be partner's capital account data to goodwill account. Okay, so this is how we deal with it in admission also. So the stand is same. Now this is when goodwill does not appear in the balance sheet. So there are three ways to it. First one, goodwill is not raised in the books of accounts. So it means in the adjustment they've given the goodwill. Okay. So then gaining partner's capital account data to retiring or deceased partner's capital account. So the gaining partner will pay to the retiring partner. That is why the pay means the gaining partner is bearing the loss. So that is why the gaining partner's capital account is debited. We all know that capital have a credit balance. So when you debit it, so as I said, it's gaining partners capital account data to retiring partners or deceased partners capital account. The gaining partners capital account is debited because the gaining partner considered to be paying the retiring partner. So their capital account will be debited. The retiring partner's capital account will be credited in the gaining ratio. So in admission, goodwill is always distributed in sacrificing ratio. Here it is gaining ratio. Next one, goodwill is raised at its full value and written off. So this one the question will tell us. Okay, the question will tell us and we will take this route. Otherwise we will take the first route only always. So when they say raise the goodwill and write it off, raise it, which means create an asset. So goodwill is created, goodwill is debited, an asset created, asset increases, so asset debited. And all partners capital account, including the retiring partners capital account, is credited in OPSR, all profit sharing ratio. Then continuing partner, which means the remaining partners capital account data, to goodwill in NPSR. So this one is actually the same thing as we did there, but there the effect is on sacrificing ratio. Here OPSR separately and NPSR. So if you put together, the amount we get will be the amount that we distribute in gaining ratio. Okay, but when they told us to do it like this, we have to do it like this only. So they say raise the goodwill and then write it off. So create an asset, then write off the asset. So when you create it, you distribute an OPSR. When you write it off, you distribute an NPSR. So effect will be the gaining ratio only. Okay. The third case, the goodwill is raised to the extent of the retiring partner or the deceased partner share and it is written off. So in previous cases, the goodwill is written off, raised to its full value. So which means we are finding the firm's goodwill, not the deceased partners or the retiring partner's goodwill. Whereas here, we find only the retiring partner share of goodwill. So we create that and then we write it off. So here also, goodwill account data to retiring partner or deceased partner's capital account, where goodwill is raised, the goodwill raised with the share of the retiring partner, and gaining partner's capital account to goodwill account, where goodwill is written off in gaining ratio. So this is how we deal with goodwill. So these are the journal entries in concern with goodwill. In my next video, I'm going to do questions based on goodwill. So do copy the journals in your notes properly. Let's continue goodwill in the next session. Thank you.